So imagine this. After claiming the title of first-ranked assassin twice in a row, only a couple years apart, and growing greatly displeased with the ranking fights, let alone the UAA in general, Travis Touchdown decides to run away from his problems, disappearing into the Texas wilderness in his camper, completely decked out with all the good shit that gamers need, except for food. And after a long, hazy night of Hotline Miami action, Travis is starving and needs something quick, so he jumps onto his Schpeltiger and drives on down to the closest McDonald's to backbreaker suplex a burger down his gullet. But he forgot to exchange his LB dollars for USD, leaving him in a rather tight spot. Now he needs to figure out how many LB dollars does he need to buy a Big Mac.
Healthy food is for suckers. It tastes like garbage, and if you say you like it, you're a chump and a liar. Be honest, this is what you want to eat. It's awesome. Put it in your body or you're a nerd.
So before we can figure out the question at hand, we first would need to understand what an LB dollar is. But before we can even get into that, we should address something else. So, with the recent release of No More Heroes 3, we see the LB has been phased out and replaced by another currency called Utopicoin, which demonstrates that currency in Santa Destroy does tend to change from time to time. And with that stated, I will also be trying to figure out a conversion rate for Utopicoin as well, but I'll save that for the last half of the video, because we are still in a more Travis Strikes Again what-if scenario. Now, with that understood, let's get back to the LB dollar. So, what exactly is an LB dollar? Well, it is a community currency created for the usage in Santa Destroy, California. The currency itself seems to be minted in either the town or by the state, with the operations likely being overlooked by the Destroy banks, specifically their president, Million Gunman, given that he is depicted as the president on the LB dollar itself. It would also appear that coins exist for LBs as well, one specifically being a copper coin which depicts the crash star on it, a symbol of the town, making me believe its creation currently leads more on Santa Destroy rather than California itself. Which makes sense, because according to the US Constitution, states legally can't coin or print their own money, but community currency and money created by towns and businesses is fine, as long as it's different enough from the US tender not to be mistaken for one. Which actually isn't all that uncommon. In fact, quite a few towns in California have their own community currency. And the LBs sort of fall into that category, but they're running a thin line. Now, the name LB dollar is actually rather interesting, as the dollar portion is clearly taken from the United States' own dollar, as the symbol on the LB is the US dollar sign. But where does the LB come from? Well, it would seem to be a pun involving the imperial measurement system, which is a measurement system predominantly used in the United States, as LB is a shorthand for pound, or a unit of measurement talking about weight, and it comes from the Latin term libra poundo, which is also where the European currency of the British pound gets its name from as well. So the LB dollar is essentially a mix-mash of pound dollar, which should lead you to believe that this would be a really strong currency, as the United States dollar and the pound are some of the strongest currencies in the world. But LB is rather inflated, as there are many things that Travis can buy around Santa Destroy, and just about everything costs him 1,000 or more LBs to purchase, which we can assume wasn't the norm before Santa Destroy made the shift. As you can see from the popular fast food burger joint, Burger Suplex, a special menu item called the Special Fire Hamburger was priced at $4.30, which also uses the proper dollar sign instead of the LB dollar sign that we see on things like the UAA bill that Travis fills out. So with that understood, we can say that the LB dollar is not directly equivalent to a United States dollar. Thus, we need to find something in the world of No More Heroes that we can buy in real life. And I mean, there's of course plenty of options. Travis can purchase many things throughout the series. I mean, even in Travis Strikes Again, he can even buy shirts that are oh god. I mean, we don't have to use Travis Strikes Again as the baseline. I mean, he's made LB dollars before in the first two games by doing part-time jobs. I mean, all we have to do is look up Californian minimum wage, which is currently around $14, but was around $7.50 back when No More Heroes 1 came out. Though, this actually isn't all that helpful, as Travis isn't paid a minimum wage for his job. He's paid performance-related pay rather than a standard wage, meaning that we can't factor any of the side jobs in as a good frame of reference of what the LB's conversion rate would be. Meaning that we have to... No, wait, there's training. As in both No More Heroes 1 and 2, Travis will go to gyms and pay a fitness trainer to improve his own stats, like his attack power, his combos, his health. Now we just need to look up how much a personal trainer costs, and oh god, their prices range instead of being a hard number, meaning Thunder, Ryu, and Ryan could charge him whatever they please for their work. So we have to throw that out as well, leaving us only with Travis Strikes Again, and the Vanishing Point t-shirt shop, which is a place where Travis can order and receive t-shirts from various games using his LBs. And while some of the shirts in this shop are just promo art from the game turned into an in-game t-shirt, others are actual t-shirts available for purchase in real life, such as indie darlings like Salt and Sanctuary or Fury, which do have varying prices to the real life version, but there is a good amount of shirts here that you can officially buy for around $24, including the shirt from the infamous postmodern RPG, Yik. Yes, I know how to pronounce it, I'm calling it Yik. Meaning to estimate how much an LB is worth, we're basing it off these shirts. So, we take the cost of the in-game item, which is 8,000 LBs, then divide it by 24 USD, and we get the results that a single USD is equivalent to $333.33 in LBs. This is the conversion rate I begrudgingly name the LB toss. And much like with Yik, we'll be using it to solve most of our problems going forward. Alright, so the McDonald's Big Mac is priced around $3.99 on paper, which then you apply sales tax, which I assume will be Santa Monica, California's sales tax, determined by the fact that Santa Destroy is seemingly based on Santa Monica. Or I would be, if not for the fact that Travis is purchasing this Big Mac in Texas, which changes the sales tax, and raises the price of the Mac to $4.24, which is actually shockingly close to the Super Fire hamburger that you could have bought back in Santa Destroy. So, for Travis to buy a Big Mac using only LBs, he would be paying roughly $1,416.65 LB. Or hell, if he was really hungry and got himself the whole Big Mac meal, which clocks in around $5.99 USD, but gets bumped up to $6.40, he'd be paying $2,133.31 LB just to get that whole meal. And that sounds like a lot, but it's actually rather inexpensive for Travis, as he can find that amount just by kicking dumpsters or even playing his Death Drive Mark II for a few minutes. Though, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the LB was phased out in No More Heroes 3, resulting in a new currency called Utopia Coins, which, luckily for me, figuring out the cost of Utopia Coins doesn't actually take all that much trouble, as Travis is able to sell things in the game at Beefhead Videos, and one of the items that he can sell is Santa Destroy's own famous coconut, which are worth around 400 Utopia Coins. A real-life coconut retails for roughly $4 a nut, so it's a simple nut conversion rate, as it's 100 Utopia Coins for 1 USD. So, no wonder that the LB got phased out. I mean, Utopia Coins is worth around 3 times as much, so a Big Mac would only cost Travis around 225 Utopia Coins. And with this very important question answered, I have one last thing to mention before this video ends. So, when I was exploring Santa Destroy to look for all the things that are priced, like the dog food burritos, I ended up at this gas station, Luchico, and they had their prices on full display. But unlike other things with their prices displayed, they lacked the dollar sign, leading me to believe that these are priced in LB. And with that thought in mind, these prices are insane! $335.09 in LBs, which is a little over $1. And I mean a little, barely a penny. $1 for gas, can you imagine that? That was such a shocking visual that people made big deals about it in Resident Evil 2's remake that it was just $1 for gas. And these prices do not change in No More Heroes 3, meaning the price of gas has stayed the same in Santa Destroy for 12 goddamn years! No wonder the people in the gas fill-up minigames don't care how much you pump. Hell, this explains why everyone keeps moving to Santa Destroy even though it's becoming a murderous paradise. I wouldn't be shocked if the bosses in No More Heroes 2 all became part of the UAA's ranking just so that they could move to Santa Destroy and abuse these gas prices. This must be why Alice is so confused on how Travis could just walk away from it all. And with that said and done, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, You can support me over at my Patreon at patreon.com/MediNotTheBadGuy. Every little bit helps keep this channel running as smoothly as it does. And if you want a place to spend your LBs, well, you can do so by buying a copy of Shimonetta, A Boring World Where the Concept of Dirty Jokes Doesn't Exist at buyshimonetta.com. That or buy No More Heroes 3.